Hey, we're getting ready to go live on the internet. And last reports for Bill Bookwalter was off today and at the bar at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is now 7 p.m. No one has heard from him. Hey, it's Fight Show, episode 34, powered by Buffed Energy. It looks weird. We're all verklempt over here because Bill Bookwalter is fucking missing, folks. Apparently Tanner too. The whole joke was that Tanner wasn't going to be joining us till the second half of the show. Tanner's missing. What are we going to do? And Bill Bookwalter might be in jail. Bill Bookwalter might be passed out. We don't know where Bill is. So I'm going to throw this banner up here just because it's supposed to be up here already, but we're trying to figure out where's Bill. Fight Show powered by Buffed. Me and Sarah are here, and that's all that fucking matters. Fight Show powered by Buffed Energy. You can go to buff.energy-Fight Show, and the discount code should automatically be applied or upon checkout of your new energy supplement that's cheaper than those cans. Caffeine, organic mushrooms, nootropics, and electrolytes. Fuck cans, get buffed. Buffed Energy/Fight Show. More on them later. Bill, look, his number one fans in here, Brent, we don't know what happened to Bill. Bill sent, matter of fact, we were going to wait till he's here and we'll probably debut. Of course, we were going to debut it just to clown Bill. But this is Christy, or should I say Sarah? As soon as I open the tab here, this is the last message that we heard from Bill at 4:30 this afternoon, Brent Coldflesh.
Uncle Bill might not tell you what you want to hear, but he's going to tell you what you need to hear.
And then there was nothing. He's telling us nothing. So the show continues. Tanner will be back in with us around 6:30 tonight, or sorry, about 30 minutes time, 7:30 our time. Yeah, it's real funny till, well, the normal 5 minutes before showtime and Bill wasn't here. And we're like, okay, so I messaged him. I called the phone. Had to call his keeper, his handler. Anyways, we digress. We got MMA shit to talk about. We got 302 coming up. We got a 302 preview with Tanner Canada as he comes in later. Fight Junkies founder. Bill may or may not show up tonight. This may be the first episode without the ref, so we might have to forego the Ask a Ref segment and the ref rant tonight. You might just hear me answering questions and hear me bitching for an hour. So who knows? Stick with us or not. It don't matter. There's got to be some good sound bites. Headlines this week. Sarah, as we talked about before, the UFC is there's a possibility they can move away from the pay-per-view model. For anybody that's like a WWE fan, they did the Peacock. They had the WWE Network, and then they went to Peacock, and you get all your WWE programming, including your pay-per-view special events, now on Peacock with the Peacock subscription. So WWE being owned by TKO, which is a parent company of UFC. They're like sister companies or whatever. Possibility of a Netflix deal. WWE just moved Raw to Netflix starting, I think, next year. So there's a possibility of that. Greg Shapiro, I pulled an article up here, and I'm not just going to sit here and read an article, but they said basically they want to stay at ESPN, but they've already outgrown the deal signed with ESPN 6 years ago. So kind of the cool part about us that have been watching this forever, if you'd have told me when I first started watching this at UFC 10 that, they're going to do it it's going to be on ABC Worldwide to Sports, and it's going to be on ESPN, and I'd have told you were fucking nuts. We're going to keep bootlegging this shit. We're going to either keep waiting for the shit to trickle through a Blockbuster store, or we're going to keep bootlegging it.
Hell yeah.
And, 30 years after they started the shit, 20-something years after I would have said that, like, they're on ESPN, and they've outgrown that. Like, it's one of them unstoppable force type deals. The amount of money they're receiving for marketing and the marketing deals and all the stuff that they're able to do, You can't stop them. They're getting site fees to show up at places. Like, it's not. Dana White used to have, they were people lobbying before Congresses to get this stuff legalized. John McCain called it human cockfighting, and it wasn't legal in certain states. And now there's entire country governments paying tens of millions of dollars to bring the UFC to town.
Hell yeah. They've come a long way.
So, and the landscape's changed. You got to look at the landscape from 10 years ago to now, 5 years ago to now. Everything's streaming.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I'm going to have to share this stream out real quick because usually Tanner does it, but Tanner's not here. So if you give me 30 seconds here, I will get this out, and then we'll have some dead air for a minute because Sarah's just going to sit there and stare at the screen. And
what do you want me to do? Juggle?
Juggle. Sarah, juggle for 2 minutes so we can. No, done. We're out. Anyways, no. So that was line one. Tanner Canada from work commenting in the comment section. What up, bud? Yeah, they're going. WWE is going to Netflix just for Raw, though. So, and this is another thing that like people might not think about, or maybe people do think. I don't know, but like it's the international deals. So you can have just because they're on Netflix in the U.S., they might still be on Sky Sports in England. I don't know all the caveats to what's where, and like the PFL has separate deals for separate stuff. So it's there's a lot of intricacies and backdoor shit, backroom stuff that doesn't correlate, doesn't make it out or leak out, but there's finite details. But yeah, so that's that. This Craig Jones Invitational dropped this week. I was reading to you earlier, and I'm going to read this description out because if you take all the beef and all the names out of it, it's let me read it here. I lost it because I had it in the screen. Hey, hold on. This just in. He's not dead.
No.
He's not in jail. I don't know why I can't add him to the stage. Oh, we're freezing up. There he goes. We'll click it once. There's Bill Bookwalter. Bill, if you could please be a doll and turn your screen sideways so we get that full view of that luscious bald head of yours.
I am very upset with technology in general. Jesus, man. My phone.
Please tell me you didn't leave the bar. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Say again.
Fair enough. Well, I had the internet believing that you left the bar at 4:30 and sent a voice message, and we haven't heard from you since, which was the truth. However, I'm going to play this for you just remember everything you put out on the internet lasts forever.
All right.
Uncle Bill might not tell you what you want to hear, but he's going to tell you what you need to hear.
You made it to the soundboard, buddy. You're official.
Very, very nice. God, I suck. You ever have one of those days in life where you realize you just suck? Jesus. I couldn't get my phone recharged. I couldn't
There's two ways to look at it. Your bills are paid, and you were able to be at the bar at 4:30 doing probably the third most thing you love besides reffing and spending time with your kids.
Yes.
This is drinking.
Anyway, moving on. Let's
Fight Show, brought to you by Irresponsibility.
Yeah. For sure.
I love you.
For sure.
I love you, buddy. I love you.
Yeah.
Now that you've sobered up and woke up a little bit.
Oh my God, I wasn't even drunk, bro. I just had my
Look. See, look. This is what happens when you're live on the internet, folks, and you're really trying to figure it all out as you go.
He said, fuck you, I wasn't drunk.
And fuck you, I wasn't drunk. Now I am going to get drunk. Fuck you in this show. I'm out. I digress. Craig Jones, we'll carry on until Bill comes back. I hope I didn't offend him. It's thick skin. Well, what we got comments over here. This will live. Probably my favorite moment of this entire show, and I'm sorry, Jared Gordon, is when UFC vet Jared Gordon was on the show and his dog ate $200 out of his wallet live on the internet. Now, we didn't see it. It was in the background, but he had to deal with the situation live on the internet. And it was a Louis Vuitton wallet, so it was significantly more than $200. This might top that. That's probably been my favorite what the fuck we're live on the internet moment. This might have topped that.
I wonder if his phone died again, because he said he couldn't get it recharged.
Maybe it did. Maybe he rage smashed it. I don't know. Maybe he just went back to day drinking. I don't know.
He said, fuck this shit, I'm out.
It's hard to tell, but I digress. We're going to keep going because Tanner's coming soon, and we got to get ready for Tanner Canada at the 302 preview. So Craig Jones went on Rogan, said he wasn't saying who, he wasn't saying what, but he has $1 million, and he's paying people more than ADCC, basically. So it's created this little rift in the no-gi community, and our cute little rookie Sarah the other day we're talking ADCC and CJI in the fucking chat. And she's like, can somebody please explain the acronym? Which made my fucking day. But
somebody please
ADCC is a prestigious no-gi grappling tournament. Apparently they're not paying a lot from what I gather. Tanner has more on it. We could touch back on it later, but I'm not up to date on all this. But like, if you like watching no-gi submission grappling, and you can watch ADCC, or they have trials in different places, like people go to it. It's an event now. But Craig Jones just said, hold my fucking gi real quick and let me roll over here. This dude, known for talking shit all over the internet, $1 million. It's listed as a nonprofit, and they're going to donate to charities. Like, if you take the ADCC Craig Jones names out of it, and you literally look at the description, I was reading it earlier. I actually read it to you without like any context, and you're like, a nonprofit dedicating to elevating sport and athlete compensation while simultaneously raising money for charitable causes. So all that up until that is good. However, they scheduled it the same weekend as ADCC. So shots fired. It is what it is. It's Craig Jones, the B team, old nose beers. Nose beers, Craig. Look, Sarah, she said more power. She didn't know what the fuck we were talking about. She just didn't ask. You at least asked.
Look, I'm going to admit when I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
It's okay.
It's about Sarah, because that's how you get educated.
This little square right here is reserved for you because everybody else has left or can't make it. Or I hope Bill's phone did not die and he rage quit it again. Also, can I just say this is why you should have an Android? I digress. No, we're just bullshitting. So that's that. And then Muay Thai. Tanner was more excited about this. Tanner was going to talk about it. Tanner's not here, so I'm going to try and do it justice. We don't pay Muay Thai enough attention. It is a legit sport steeped in tradition. It deserves all the respect. It's just not as popular as MMA. I would rather watch higher level regional shows than watch Muay Thai. With that being said, CFFC just came out and they're trying to put a Muay Thai product together. So for everybody that's got Fight Pass, you can check that out. That's definitely American Muay Thai. Like I said, it's steeped in tradition. Much respect to them. Everybody makes the walk, gets respect. But they're going to be doing performances and demos at the 2024 Paris Games. Trying to just, again, this was Tanner's baby, and Tanner was excited about it, so I'm just trying to give it the due justice. Basically, it's not a demo. They're not competing in the Olympics, but it will be included in the Olympics this week. With that being said, I guess we could do an Ask a Ref segment. However, we don't have a fucking actual ref here, so I wouldn't be able to do it justice. So we will forego all that right now. And Sarah, just look through your list. You didn't know what ADCC was.
Well, I have a question that you could answer as well.
Exactly. So if I can't do it justice, Google is our best friend, and I'll Jamie the fuck out of it.
This is all opinion. You don't have a right or wrong answer. This is all opinion right here.
Oh, well, I've been known to have some shitty fucking opinions. So go ahead, Carrie. If that's what you want, if that's the water we're treading in, go ahead.
All right. So, would you rather have fights more frequently with like shittier bouts, or would you rather have fewer fights but with better like pairings? You know what I mean?
We got 52 weeks in a year. they have enough fighters under roster to put 52. I'm an MMA fan. I'm also a no-gi grappling fan. I've watched some kickboxing. Like, I appreciate every aspect of the sport. So I don't know. I'm not your average fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, again, this isn't like some stupid clout chase, but doing what I've done in the sport has given me, and albeit, like I said, we got guys on here, Bill, everything I've done in the sport compared to what Bill's done in the sport is like a toe dip in the shallow end. Like, I've done promoting, I've done managing, I've, you know, like I said before, my mentor when I was going through the managing promotion side of it was the youngest licensed promoter in the country at the time. Like, he was doing the damn thing. He just, personal shit happens. But like, I don't see some of these perspectives that like other people see, or I'll get into a thread and I'll see 10 or 15 people with the same perspective. It's cool. It's opinion. It's all opinion, but it's like, I just have a different perspective anymore. So like, they have enough fighters under roster. I also watch regional MMA, and not a lot of fans, the majority of the MMA fan base will sit there and they will go, who the fuck is this guy? Well, you don't know who the fuck that guy is because you're not watching Fury. You're not paying attention to CFFC. Even if I don't sit down and watch a full CFFC event, I follow social. I pay attention to shit. Oh, who's this? Who's this guy coming up through the regional scene? Like, you know, I've gone to regional events. I knew who Joey Piper was before people that were CFFC fans knew who Joey Piper was. I was watching Joey Piper when he was fighting for Art of War cage fighting. Like, if people take the time to do this, and with that being said, like, I also have a different opinion about the Apex. The Apex really helped during COVID. It gave them a space to do stuff. You have stuff like Contender Series and Tough that you can do in-house. I think they should have broadened Contender Series more, and instead of putting guys like Joaquin Buckley and Curtis Blades as the main event in the Apex, you know, you get guys like the Bo Nickel during Contender Series, that run. You can give these guys a run on Contender Series, kind of. If you're the biggest fish in your pond at a regional level, why not take the Apex and expand on the Contender Series model? Instead of only running a certain amount of Contender Series fights, give yourself another stepping stone instead of just thrusting some of these guys into the UFC, because guys like Charles Oliveira and Brandon Moreno this is their second run in the UFC. They came through, performed like shit, and got cut. Well, just like anybody else that you're hiring, even though they're independent contractors, you're still nurturing a talent. Just like when these companies out here are hiring these people and they're not doing anything to retain them. They're just worried about pumping more people in the fucking door. Well, how about you nurture the guy that's been here for 2 years and help, you know, and they are doing that. They have the Performance Institute. They have multiple Performance Institutes. They're starting to do this, but like, the Apex has its place, and it's not for main event Curtis Blades type guys that have put the work in and deserve that fucking name on the marquee moment.
Yep.
COVID's over. So, like, you could have done, and you still can, just because you're taking the main card, the big fight night cards out of the Apex, you can still expand on that and use that more. And I think to give these guys more of a stepping stone than just thrusting them at the big show, because there are guys that need a little bit more time, or maybe they should have spent 2 or 3 more fights at the regionals, but they got the call up. And when you get the call up, when the phone rings, you answer it.
That's game
on. Don't, you're stupid. And that's from the time you step in the door until the time that you're a Conor McGregor level fighter. If you don't answer the fucking phone when they call, so these guys take this opportunity, and there's times where, you know, guys fall short. And I think the Apex and being able to give these guys another little stepping stone really is important. And you can maybe, you know, you got Contender Series, like you got 52, and I know this with the ESPN deal, they talked about it. They got X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars during COVID. All they had to do was produce 48 shows, I think it was, for 400 million or something like that. I'm off on the numbers. You have this product, you have these contracts, so you're going into these negotiations, and we talked about the Netflix deal with Raw. You want Netflix, so that's a weekly, you can put a weekly platform on there. Tuesday nights Contender Series, you could run that 52 weeks a fucking year.
Yeah.
And it might not be Contender Series as we know it now, and then you run your seasonal Tough, you run your fucking 52 weeks of fight nights, whether it be pay-per-views or whatever, and you make it make sense. Less people are going to illegally stream the fight if it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't have a net? It's all about dollars for dollars. This is, and again, if people don't realize it, this is the way they win the streaming. Dana's always battling with the streamers. You're not going to keep taking these sites down. They're just going to keep popping up.
Yeah.
You know, the feeds, they're pulling feeds from sport books. You're putting the feeds out there. They're pulling the feeds. Technology's only getting better. You're not shutting these guys down, but everybody's got a fucking Netflix subscription. More importantly, oh, your buddy's got a Netflix subscription and he's doing the fights at his house. More people are going to do that. Like, it's just.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my whole 25-minute rant on trying to fill this time till Tanner gets here so we can do this 302 preview. But no, that's my feeling on that. I think that if you look at it from a business perspective, they got the apex. Do something else with it. Like, you can only do something else with it. Now, again, they're doing live different events. Dana White owns another company with one of the Fertitas, and they own like Street League Skateboarding. I think Ridiculous. Like, they own a bunch of brand names, and I can't remember the name. We can talk about it later. I want to say it's like Thriller Entertainment or something along those lines. Not Triller, not the ones that do DAZN boxing. Thriller or something, but they own like different sports entities and they can do different things with it. I know there's going to be a Street League skateboarding event, which is Rod Deerdeck Skateboarding League. I think they bought that in Ridiculousness, or they own the company that owns that or something. But yeah, Dana White's, they're involved in other shit too. So they're definitely getting their use out of the apex for being from a business perspective, but you can do so much more with it with the Contender Series. I think I want to see that expanded a little bit.
Hell yeah, that'd be dope.
So yeah, go ahead. Next one. We'll just keep on rattling them off.
Let's see. Okay. Have you ever? So this would have been like a Bill question, but I can switch it into a you question.
Oh, hold on. Hold that question for 1 minute. We'll see what we got. Hold on. We got him, but blank. Are you there, Bill?
Hang on, we're working on it.
Oh shit, Christy came up. Christy had to leave work and go help Bill. This is fucking live on the internet.
I'm trying to
take her out to get that figured out. Carry on with the question, because they're technical difficulties, people. We're live on the internet. Go ahead.
All right. What is your most memorable what the fuck win? Like, where judges made terrible fucking calls. What is your most memorable what the fuck win?
Like they did the judge's decision, and you're looking over here at this guy thinking he's going to get his hand raised.
Yeah,
and this guy over here is the one that gets his hand raised.
Yeah,
they're all fucking blurred together now. And
there's so many. I just didn't know if there was any that like really stuck out to you.
I mean, I don't stress on this shit because like some people do, and if they want to focus on that, that's fine. Like Tanner brings up a good point with it. Like, even just take Herb. We'll take somebody. We won't even go with Bill because, again, Bill did ref the UFC, and the next step for him was to start being a traveling ref and being like Dan Mergliotta and Keith Peterson and going to, Wyoming this weekend or Denver next weekend and start taking these assignments. But he didn't go there. So I think these guys ref hundreds of shows, only a small portion of which you guys see on TV. I think there's blatant mistakes, and there's definitely, going back to Kerry Hatley, and no disrespect to Kerry Hatley, he's an OG in the game. Like, I thought Bobby Green was going to have severe brain damage. Like, he was out and then got hit again and hit again and hit again and hit it. And I don't know what the fuck Kerry Hatley saw, but from the angle that we were looking at, I don't know what the fuck you can see. These guys make mistakes. These are the guys you're seeing are the guys that have the most fucking reps in.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out. If they're trusting you with a TV product, no matter if it's CFFC, you're only seeing the guys that have their fucking reps in. LFA, Fury, fucking Tough Enough, any of these promotions anywhere. It's like, if it's got a TV product and it's a TV product that's either on Fight Pass or they do a good bit of streaming, you're only seeing the cream of the crop guys, and everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's fucking perfect. So, judges, I think we can improve on the judging system. I think we got to get away from this 10-9 boxing system. I think we also need to Hold on a second. Are you there, Bill?
I'm here.
Okay, you're here on audio.
Oh, Jesus.
We don't see you.
What the fuck is going on, man?
I don't know. Probably camera permissions, bro. I have no clue.
Oh, God.
I mean, if you want to do the audio version, Sarah's got questions.
This is the worst. Like, you people and you kids and your technology. Jesus Christ.
Darn you kids.
You want to try leaving again and coming back in?
All right. I'm doing it.
I still love you. So bad. His reference tonight's going to be about Elon Musk and technology. Watch him. He's going to probably curse out Mark Zuckerberg. Wow, this has been an entire shit show. See what happens when you don't show up to production meetings, Bill? Bill is blacked out in certain markets. Yes. Yeah. Brent, of course, is a judge. He said all judge calls are good calls. We can't get Brent on the show because he's bound by the law of Greg Serb. Bill. Hey, Bill.
I'm here. Fuck. What? Why the hell would they even make a setting where you just want to? I want to be a black box on a like in StreamYard. Come on, man.
You're still a black box, Bill.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Are we just gonna roll with the Brent? You can't see this. Well, can you see it?
Yes, I can see both of you guys.
Okay.
Oh my God, Brent's having a field day with this shit.
Yeah, this is great. All judges' calls are good calls. Tanner, Tanner's not here to help run the comments. It's been a shit show. Everybody that was watching left. Like, there's a couple people watching, but at this point, we're kind of just fucking winging it. Sarah was just asking me a question. We're just trying to float through until Tanner gets here. There he is. Hold on, he saved the day. Hold on, we're gonna put Tanner in a spot. We're gonna put Sarah in her spot. They all got to be in the same spot. Tanner Canada. It's been a complete shit show from start to finish. Bill is here,
watching.
but it's the audio. It's the audio version of Bill. Now,
why the hell would they even make this a fucking option that you want to be a black box in this call? Like, just
I don't think it's an option, Bill.
Well, what the fuck is going on, man?
I don't. Hold on. It's just fucking. We're going downhill real fast. Tanner should pretend to lose. It's fucking great. Like, I don't even care. It is what it is. But this is fucking fantastic.
Great.
What a disaster. I've never had this issue before in my life.
Pretend to lose out here.
Are you using your phone or Christy's phone?
I'm using a laptop computer, and it's still like, fuck you.
Nah, you got to allow access to the camera.
You own a laptop computer?
No, Christy owns one.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot. Okay. Go to Tanner.
The best I can say is go to the settings and allow access to the camera.
Yeah, we're not. Here's the deal. This isn't Windows tech support, bro. I don't fucking. You know what? It's probably an Apple product. How about that? I bet you it's an Apple, isn't it? It's a Mac, isn't it?
Hey, my Mac works just fine, thank you.
Bill doesn't even know how to answer that question. So we're going to move on.
I came on a couple minutes early too. I wanted to talk more about that CJI thing too, because I'm so excited about it.
Bill not being here 30 seconds before we go live has literally just thrown this entire shit show into chaos. I love Sarah. She's our friend. Sarah and me cannot talk about MMA for 30 minutes by ourselves because I start saying CJI and ADCC, and she just all cross-eyed and doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So
I'm just like,
you got me next afternoon, buddy. Don't worry, I'm off. I am committed to
tits and sandwiches, Tits and sandwiches,
dude. Guys,
and she had some great questions, though. I will say she had some great questions. I do agree with Garrett there. I'm a huge MMA fan. I want to have fights every weekend. That's the what kept UFC going. I mean, COVID, every sport shut down, dude. Dana said, "Fuck them. We're doing shit in the Apex, and we're keeping it going." Exactly. We had when we had nothing, we had fights to look for every weekend. So
it is Adele. I retract.
There you go.
Track my
previous. Don't be blaming the MacBooks, but
I'm gonna Tanner. All of a sudden, Tanner lost audio. What the fuck? Oh my god.
It says right here. It says you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. Apparently not.
No, the fuck.
is horrible. I'm going to settings.
Yeah, hold on, because this, you know what? This wins the fucking internet for the day.
God.
There is a button that says stop cam.
Yes.
Try that and then click it again.
We're gonna leave this one. Bill is in the stream with audio only.
I'm a black box no matter what.
Hold on. So can we just?
I don't know if you can do that in 2024, dog.
Brett Colflesh, whenever you do your live comedy set, I need to show up here because it would be great if Bill just has the lights off in his room, wins the internet, but then there's this. Is there tape over your camera, Bill?
No,
I swear to God, if there's a fucking beat.
I don't think so. Oh my God, I suck.
God, dude, the clips we're gonna get from this show. I don't give a fuck if everybody quits watching. And this
wait.
Holy shit, there he is!
We're live!
Probably knockout all over again.
All right, now we can start the show.
Share the fucking stream out. Bill Bookwalter's in fucking house. He's not drunk. He's not. Hold on. Sorry. He's not in jail. He's not passed out somewheres. He's alive.
And this phone has been plugged in for like fucking 40 minutes. I'm ready to take a sledgehammer to this thing. I've tried to plug it in with every electronic device known to man. Battery packs, solar powered packs. Like, oh no, I'll click it again. What the fuck?
Did you
like
an
hour? It takes like 2 or 3 minutes for it to like get back to good. Normally, I plugged it in like 40 minutes before the show, and I'm still sitting there staring at a damn red bar the whole fucking time.
Tanner, don't you fucking do that.
I was about to say.
Bill, so the real question of the day is, was there a cover on the camera?
No, I did. I was up here like scratching at it, and then
so you turned that lamp on in the back. That's what it was.
Good Lord.
Right. Brett says, was it the cover? Don't lie.
You kids and your Pearl Jam and your technology.
But so, yeah, glad to have you, Bill.
Anyways, yeah, I'm glad you're here, Bill. It's kind of just you not being here at the usual 30 seconds before we go live really threw a wrench into shit. We've been struggling. It's not our best episode, but you know what? This is going to be the official
show will go on.
The show will go on. Me and Sarah will I'll talk. Sarah will stare at the screen blankly and say, yeah, that's
I'm learning.
No, she's learning. On the fly. She did good. I digress.
It's all right.
UFC.
Sarah has cool tattoos, so it's cool.
we will let Tanner do his and
a sweet haircut.
We'll go back to headlines. Craig Jones.
First, I wanted to talk about that. So I will let you know, ADC, I'm huge. I train jiu-jitsu. I'm a blue belt under Martial Science Training Academy here in Douglas under the Gracie Las Vegas charter. Mika and Mike. But either way, so ADCC is that's what matters. Like Mika says, you can win all the tournaments at the end of the day. ADCC, IBJJ, FF, Pan Am's, that's what matters in jiu-jitsu. You know, those medals. And ADCC isn't paying any participation. Like, they're not paying if you win, like, a few matches and, like, a returning person. They're only paying $10K per bracket for the men and $6K per winner of the bracket in the women's. So,
I'll tell you what. These days, you are more in touch with the grappling circuit than I am. Where's Craig Jones getting this money from? That ain't cheap.
You did, bro. But the money is secure. Like, I don't necessarily know what, so it's only going to be 2 brackets. He's only starting this out with 2 16-man divisions. I'm sure it's going to be weight class. But I mean, there's names.
Oh no, it's under 80. It's under 80 kilograms and over 80 kilograms. Just the names of fucking people that have already signed up or that have already been invited and accepted. Luke Rockhold's there. Who else? I pulled the article.
Nikki Ryan, Nikki Rod. There's another dude. I mean, there's some big names. And Fiona Davies is saying she supports it and is wanting to do it whenever they do the women's division. But so Craig Jones has been very vocal about ADCC not paying their fighters and them being the top of the line. And if they want jiu-jitsu to grow, we got to start paying these athletes. You got to start doing better and treat these people better. Been super vocal about it. So he eventually just said, fuck you, I'm going to do my own, and we're going to do it the same weekend as you and see who wants to come and do its tournament. And, of course, these guys are going to go over there for a chance to do $1 million. Not only are they getting $1 million, it's an invitational. So they're getting $10K per participant. I don't know if it's per match, but I know they're getting $10K at least for participation. So I mean, like, it's a no-brainer. And I mean, he brought out the $1 million on Joe Rogan. He really broke it down in the Joe Rogan podcast, and he brought out $1 million and said the funds are secured. All ticket sales are going to charity, and they're doing it on the same weekend as ADCC to spite them. ADCC is like, oh, you're not doing it the right way. It's like, well, pay your damn people, you know? So I think it's great, and it's going to be free live on YouTube, not behind a paywall like ADCC is on the UFC Fight Pass. So we'll probably do some coverage with it as well. And I mean, it's huge for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is
absolutely, dude, absolutely. Like, even after UFC 1, jiu-jitsu participation and training exploded in local states everywhere, you know, by people who know it. There's still a market that's untapped, and you know what? You need to bring it to them on like YouTube, or like you can't just hit somebody with a pay-per-view. That they're definitely gonna grow the sport of jiu-jitsu, which, you know, I was a grappler, I was a Naga guy to begin with before I ever hit the cage or anything like that. This is big time. I wonder who Craig Jones got in bed with that he can afford to do this and have all this backing and stuff, and get it on, just to get it on YouTube. You know, we couldn't call up YouTube and be like, hey, you know, Bill's doing gardening, we want to put the show on YouTube. Like, you have to have something. Somebody's got to have your back. How did he pull this off?
dude. I think
I'm thinking he did favors for Diddy, and Diddy is bankrolling the whole thing. Is really what it boils it down to. If anybody in the grappling community is going to do favors for
I was
Diddy,
about to say, if
it's
anybody's
Craig Jones.
busting it down, that's definitely correct.
You know how you say $20 is $20, and you wouldn't do. There's very little you wouldn't do for a Klondike.
Craig
bar.
is the epitome of that.
Craig's that in the jiu-jitsu world.
And he's legitimately grappling Gabby Garcia. That's going on.
I'm not sure. You never know with that dude. That's he's also, like, I don't remember. I think there was like some different rules or some stuff too. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, you don't
It's
know.
kind of like Dylan Dennis is
Gabby
like
or
an
not.
evil. Dylan Dennis is just an evil, unliked Craig Jones. Like,
He's
plenty
like
of
the
people have their
evil version of Craig Jones.
Yeah, it's like Dylan. It's the same troll chaos. I'm just gonna say a bunch of shit, talk a bunch of shit, but he literally dumped $1 million on Rogan's desk, and Rogan's like, I've never even seen $1 million in person. I've never seen that much money. That's Joe Rogan, bro.
Cash, right?
Cash money. So whoever's bankrolling it, whether it's Diddy or Zuck or whoever the fuck he got to bankroll it,
It's secure.
they're bankrolling it. Much like everything
It's
else.
happening.
Much like everything else in combat sports, you have your institutions, and the institutions are going to do shit, and they're going to keep doing it, and they're just going to keep doing it the way that they've been doing it. And then you have the disruptors. As long as disruptors have deep enough pockets, look at One, look at PFL, you can disrupt the world. Look at Misfits Boxing, look at the Zone,
Well,
look at Triller.
Craig is
You can
good,
disrupt
though.
a little
You
bit.
know, like, what he's done with B Team is nothing short of amazing and hilarious, honestly. But I mean, he talks the talk and walks the walk. It's not, you know, somebody, you know, you're unsure of coming in here and like doing all this stuff that you might think might be a little weaselly. Like, you know, I mean, Craig is really serious about this.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Tanner is more connected with the grappling community than I am at these days. What are the chances that somehow the Craig Jones Invitational becomes bigger than ADCC? Is that a chance? Is that a possibility?
Man, I think it's really going to depend on how this first event goes. Like, I think that's going to be it. Because, I mean, when you have something like so deep rooted into a combat sports community, like, you got to think, like, why, you know, it's been so hard to surpass the UFC, why it's been so hard to even surpass some of these other professional leagues, you know, like One, like, you know, maybe not as big as UFC, but they're still up there, you know. It's like the ADC and the IBJFF. I mean, you have plenty of other grappling tournaments going on. I mean, the one that I'm hitting is a grappling industries tournament in September. So, I mean, there's all these other different ones. But when you have something that deeply rooted as, like, the prestigious thing, it takes a lot to pull those roots out. So I don't think it's, like, something that's just going to be, you know, easy and, like, it shoots straight up. I think it's definitely going to take some work. But, like, I mean, who else but Craig Jones? Like,
well, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is like old school. This is like one night, one tournament, correct?
It's 2 days. So
Oh,
I don't know
no.
if they're going to do a division per day, maybe.
No, that's where they're messing up, man. They need to run that shit from like 4 p.m. till 12 at night. And then you have like bring it back like old school UFC, like all in one day, all one pay-per-view. I would love to watch that, man.
Oh yeah, like I definitely want to do some coverage of it, but yeah, they might be doing the 2 divisions on the 2 separate days, so maybe they can keep it like short a little bit, but it'll still be a good time. It'll still be pretty cool.
I trust that Craig Jones knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah,
A bit.
then we can get into our 302 preview if you'd like.
Yeah, we can hit the 302 preview. There was some shakeup in the card, and when I did my layout of this, apparently, so I'm going to go out of order based on that, and I didn't even look to see till today. They bumped Nico Price. Jalton Alameda got bumped down to the prelims, and Nico Price is fighting on the main card now against Alex Morono.
I'm loving that Nico Price upset.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm thinking.
I'm loving the Nico Price upset. I think it's like at plus 275 around there or something like that.
I didn't cover it, so I'm gonna go off the top.
I mean, they're both veterans, but I think Nico's unpredictability is really going to give Morono problems.
All right.
Only because we're at 40 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do it. I'll intro the fight. I'll tell you the odds as I had them. They might be different than on the screen. They were the ESPN bet. They were the DraftKings odds as of Tuesday when I did this. So kind of up to date. You'll maybe see what's on the screen. I don't know how accurate that is, and I don't know if UFC runs ESPN bet odds or if they run DraftKings odds. But I'll say it. I'll give my little piece on it. Bill, you can give your piece on it. Tanner, you can give your piece on it. And if you think the fighter's got a good butt, Sarah, you can tell us about it at the end. We'll just go. Or if you have any actual insight, we always welcome that. Yes. So I'll run it up. Start out. I'm not going to even throw it up on the screen. Well, yeah, I'll throw it up on the fucking screen. Fuck it. Let's see if we can do this here. So we'll go. Yeah, so we'll go. Phil Rowe, Rowe and Matthews. Rowe came through the Contender Series, won 3 in a row.
It's gotten subbed quite a few times on the grappling circuit.
Watching the Magny fight, I think he probably could have won that Magny fight had he thrown some more volume. Always wins by KO. He needs to use the reach. Matthews, this is his 20th UFC appearance, but he's one of them up and down guys. You never get really consistent performances.
He hasn't lost but I will say about Jake Matthews, he hasn't lost 2 in a row in years.
Yeah, coming off a loss, he's 2-2. Well, depending on which Jake it is, if it goes to the ground, he does have the better skills. If he has more aggressive, if we see the Jake Matthews that's aggressive with volume and can back Rowe up, it could present a problem. I don't have picks for this. We're not doing picks right now. I'm not doing picks right now. That's where I'm at with Rowe versus Matthews. What do you got, Bill?
I refereed Phil Rowe up in Scranton area, Pennsylvania one time. He's gamer. He's a real tough out. This is a coin flip fight. I slight lean towards Rowe. Coin flip fight though.
If I'm right, Rowe's the slight underdog at plus 135 on DraftKings, and Jake Matthews is a slight underdog. The odds are very close on this one, so I don't think you're far off.
Rowe was plus 136. Matthews was 162 when I compiled my stuff.
Okay, together. So the public is favoring Jake Matthews a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say maybe I'm just a little bit of a homer, or because I've seen him before. Phil Rowe's sharp, man. He's hard to deal with. You said we saw him fight Neil Magny, right? How many fights does Neil Magny have in the UFC? Like,
I'll tell you, there's an argument. There's an argument to be made. If he would have thrown some more volume, he could have outstruck Neil Magny. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just he didn't turn it up when he needed to turn it up. Again, still coming up through, still kind of young in his career. Jake Matthews, though, 20th UFC appearance. This guy is consistent. He's consistently inconsistent. Again,
he's very entertaining. You got to give him that. I think that's why they keep.
Yeah, he's got 20 fights, and for being an inconsistent fighter, to have 20 fights under your belt with the big show, that says something about who you are as a person. So,
yeah, it's hard to do.
Grant Dawson, Joe Selecki, of course, minus 375 for Dawson, plus 295 for Selecki. Coming off that loss to Green, I think if it's going to go to the ground, Dawson's size, he uses positions better. Takedowns are going to be probably involved if it does go to the ground. Joe Selecki, on the other hand, 5-2 in the UFC. Just got KO'd by Jakar Close back in December. Never landed more than 60 strikes in a fight.
Selecki is a former. I'm not sure if he was ever a CFFC champ, but he's fought there a couple times. He's from Jersey, New York area.
Yep.
Yeah, and he is good. I don't know if he's Grant. I'll tell you what. This is just me talking. Grant Dawson looked terrible last fight. Bobby Green touched him, and he folded shop. I mean, it was quick.
His chin is questionable, I think, a little bit.
On a normal day now, Selecki is not the striker Bobby Green is, obviously. But I don't know. The odds on that one look a little. I would still favor Grant Dawson to win because everybody has a clunker once in a while. But
the spread is tempting.
Yeah. Selecki, he's a gamer, man. He's not just gonna. I don't know. I have questions off that last fight for Grant Dawson.
I mean,
that was a bad loss.
He's smothered. Like he's just a wrestler. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a grappler. Like, I love grappling. I see the practicality, the efficiency of it. I love it. But I mean, you can't just. This isn't a who can take each other down and hold each other down for 3 rounds competition. This is a fight. Like, I want to see people taking people down, like landing shots. Like, if you can't get the submission, soften them up a little bit. If you can't, do that, like, try to improve your position. Like, I like to see good grappling. And I just didn't really see that out of Grant Dawson. I saw a lot of trying to hold his opponent down. And I'm just hoping he can evolve a little bit more as a fighter and we can see more out of him.
Well, and I'll tell you this, too. Selecki has a full arsenal of leg locks, too. So you're always in the fight. If you can pull off a heel hook from some weird angle, you're always in the match or the fight, I don't know. So Selecki's not dead in that one. He could win that fight.
He's got to turn it up. This is where they like I said, they moved the card around. So I'm gonna skip down to Alameda versus Romanov. I think conditioning is going to come into a factor against Romanov. You got 2 different Alamedas. You had the Alameda that, quite frankly, looked like dog shit on top during the Derek Lewis fight. And then you have the Alameda who, again, Curtis Blades. He was in there gaming with Curtis Blades, but you got to do something with it. He was on top. He smothered Curtis, let him wear himself out, and then Curtis came back. So he needs to get it to the ground. He needs to be more active on the top. I don't know if Romanov at 13 is ready for a number 7 Alameda. What do you think, Bill?
Romanov sucks. Flat out. He
What
comes
happened?
He's one of the most undisciplined. Almeida should roll in this by anything he wants. Romanov has, no ground and pound, no arm bars, no triangles, no Kimuras. I don't know exactly what it is he does in there, but the couple fights I've watched him, he's been just god awful. He packed it in against who's that other tall Russian? Help me out.
Volkov was it?
Volkov. Volkov made him turn it in so quick. It was Romanov's terrible. The heavyweight division right now is just not good. I don't know if anybody agrees with me on that or not, but the heavyweight division is awful. Right
but I mean, like, what happened to Romanov? Because
I don't know.
I remember him when he came in. I remember following him on Instagram after his first fight. Might have been a decision or a finish, but I remember thinking like, oh, and this guy was kind of in shape. And I've just seen like a gradual decline in like his physical shape. Like, he just looks like he's just getting less like more out of shape as the fights go on, and less technical, more sloppy. Like, yeah, I agree, Bill. I don't think he has a snowball's chance in hell against Almeida, to be honest. I think this
do me a favor, Jerry. Go to Romanov's like fight history. I think he even fight Blagoy Ivanov, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but if you look at his like, I was expecting to see something big out of him versus Blagoy Ivanov, and man, he was horrible. He came to the cage in horrible shape. Like, I'm absolutely not impressed with the UFC's heavyweight division right now. Romanov is one of those guys that's like, here we go, bringing up his
UFC was not letting me do it. Oh, fun fact, fights out of Finksburg, Maryland, Bill. That's not that far from us.
Oh wait, he's 17-2. Is that right?
Yes, he came in undefeated, bro.
Scroll down. Let me see who he fought. Good
Hold on. Yeah, Volkov lost from back control. Fought Tibera, lost. Chase Sherman was the last guy. Chase Sherman's fighting in bare knuckle, game bred bare knuckle right now. I mean, he came in on fire, Bill.
That's
he did,
what I was
and
saying.
then something I don't know.
And he looked to be in shape.
Fat.
Oh, that fight against Volkov, he looked awful. And God knows what happens in anybody's personal life. You know, you could have anything going on that distracts you. But yeah, this will be Romanov needs to have a decent showing here.
I say you take Alameda out, you call Pat Brady. You take Alameda out right now, you call Pat Brady off the fucking couch, and Pat Brady comes in, starts his Romanov, and our boy gets the number 13 slot in the heavyweight division in the UFC. What do you think about that? Anybody want to co-sign that for us?
Honestly do it. Like,
if that's only the way
I think
it works.
these are the heavyweights that Pat was talking about. These are the type of guys that are just.
And Romanov is one of the guys that I put in the clip with the Pat Brady because that's one of the guys that I automatically thought of. Like,
all right, who we got next?
Caesar Almeida, Roman Kopylov.
Yeah, this guy right here is the second coming of the Brazilian Christ. 5 MMA fights. He looked great over Budka, shut down the wrestling, took the fight over. 57 kickboxing fights, never been KO'd. He's got fun, notable fact about this Alameda. 2013, he's got a win over Alex Pereira in kickboxing and 2 losses to Alex Pereira. And I saw some sparring footage of him versus Strickland not that long ago. I'm excited for this fight. This might be your dark horse fight of the night because Russian Chase Hooper has looked fantastic in the past if guys want to stand and bang. So he's fighting a kickboxer. The grappling might be an issue. He's got that loss to Fluffy Hernandez at 298, which
that wasn't his best. That wasn't the best spot for him.
Yeah, it wasn't. And you know what? That Fluffy's got the best. As far as I'm concerned, Fluffy's got some of the best grappling in that division. Hernandez. So minus 102. I had this. We'll see. It's 118 to 102, but we had Alameda at 102.
I just wonder if experience is going to come into play with this one because he does have that kickboxing experience, but he's only had 3 regional fights in Brazil and then 1 fight.
5 MMA fights total.
I thought it was only 4. I thought he had 1 on the Contender Series and 3 in the Shudo Brazil or whatever.
I don't know.
I just know as an athlete, like, you know, the more I do things, the more I, you know, get in that ring.
No,
it's always the first match, you know, but you get, okay, he's got 5. But nonetheless, you know.
5-fight win streak, 4 by knockout, 3 first-round finishes. So we will see.
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased. I've just seen Kopylov do great things, and he's got very underrated grappling. So, but then those Brazilian guys, that's where the jiu-jitsu comes from, right?
Yeah, Russian Chase Hooper and Shar Bullet, man. I don't know if they skipped Russian wrestling practice or what the fuck's going on, but those guys can't wrestle for shit.
Definitely.
Randy Brown and Easy Santos, again, much like I said earlier with Matthews. Brown, I like Brown. Won his last 6 of 7, but you don't know who's going to show up. Improving. He's definitely on the come up. He's got the ability to stay outside and use his range, which I think is going to be important with this. Santos, if he was more active, I think he'd be one of the Brazilians on the tip of everybody's tongue. But it's 2015. He's 10-3-1. He's won his last 3 or 4, but he's just not very active. If he fought more, he'd probably have a ranking next to his name.
I'll tell you what.
He had a KO over Strickland, if anybody remembers, and he dismantled Benoit Saint Denis when this BSD was on the come up, but he just, again, not very active.
So he got some skills.
I was saying maybe he knows something we don't know.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
-175 for Brown, +145 for Santos.
Randy Brown is I officiated him once before down in Philly for Ryan Kerwin's XCC. He is a poor man's Anderson Silva. He's built I think he's 6'2" or 6'3". I was going to
say he's huge.
He's ridiculous. I forget who he fought last time. He finished him. He knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
But who was that?
Scroll up a little bit,
please.
Scroll up a
Reach
little bit.
78. Yeah, 78-inch reach, 75-inch height, 186. Well, like reach
Scroll up a little
45.
bit. Who was his last one? Who's that? Oh, Salikov.
Oh yeah, Muslim
Okay.
Salikov. That's right.
What was it? A first round KO?
Mhm.
Yep. Man. Yeah, I think Randy Brown is an easy pick. I mean, it doesn't mean that Santos isn't game and Santos doesn't have some weapons, but I mean, maybe that's his plan. Keep them guessing. We can't really know when we don't have the information. When the
Yeah,
information is,
I mean,
so
go
spread
back,
out.
say this now, but go back and watch that, though, Santos BSD fight. BSD was on a fucking tear, bro. And honestly, again, you're saying BSD, and you're like, oh, he looked horrible against Poirier. I personally think the staff and the antibiotics had a lot to do with the BSD you saw versus Poirier. I still have 100% faith in that guy that he can make some moves.
I don't think getting knocked out and going out on your shield to one of the best guys in that division takes away from your stock that much. You know what I'm saying?
But you know the MMA fan base, bro. So Nico Price, Alex Morono. I'm gonna let you guys talk about this because they flip flopped at the Giant Alameda fight, as we said earlier, was supposed to be on the main card and it was not. They flip flopped it, so now Nico Price versus Alex Morono. Bill, what do you
Both
got?
veterans.
Has Nico lost his last two or last one? Because I know Lawler touched him on his chin and he packed it in. Yeah.
He lost to Price, or he lost to Lawler. He lost to Rowe. He beat Cowboy. Lost to Pereira.
Pereira's on a tear. Cerrone and Price was a draw. I remember that one.
Lost to Luke. Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, Nico Price, I'm a fan of Nico Price, but 15-7, and those sevens have been more frequent than the 15, honestly, bro. So,
hey, I think he needs it, though. That's the thing. He's hungry, man. He needs that contract re-signed. Both veterans. And then Nico is very unpredictable and stuff like that. I mean, he got knocked out by Robbie Lawler, one of the ruthless.
Yeah.
So I like Nico Price for the upset in this one, honestly. I like the odds. So, I think this one will be a fun one, honestly.
I think Price is more athletic. Morono is tough, though. Alex Morono is tough. He slows fights down his speed, man, big time.
Okay. Holland, Oleg Jacek. Holland, minus 265. Oleg Jacek, plus 215. Holland coming off lost to JDM and MVP, of course. He did outstrike JDM when he fought him. 3-name Jack, but you can make the argument that he won, but again, went to the judges. Long range weapons, probably one of the better counter punchers, especially at that weight class. He's just got to work him up against the cage, and if Oleg Jacek can give up position, because the guy's a hammer. He's a work in progress again. Another one of these guys on the come up. If he can get inside the pocket on Holland, power could be a problem. But then again, if Holland gets his hands on him, it could all be over for him. So, again, I'm going to go with Holland on this
one. The fans win.
The fans win.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go on something here. I was arguing with somebody in one of the groups the other day. I forget what the hell it was. Kevin Holland, it's time to stop high-fiving people in the cage. It's time to stop being so nice. Like, that dude has been mild his past couple fights to the point where I don't even look forward to watching him. He came in and on the Dana White Contender Series, and he was real entertaining. Do me a favor, click on his name and scroll back to the last two fights.
Well, with that, I'm going to let y'all close it out.
JDM and
MVP. My break's over. So, I love you guys.
All right, fellas. We're going to get through this, close it out. And maybe we see Tanner Saturday night. We'll do an impromptu live stream for 302.
All right.
Yeah, maybe do a after and pack it out. I'll unpack it, but I'll definitely be off for next week as well. So,
all right.
Let you guys close it out. Later, guys. Thank you for having me.
Have a good night at work.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Paige Della Maddalena, and he Bravo choked Chiesa, if I remember right.
Yeah, submission. Had the win over Ponzinibbio. Lost to Thompson. Of course, lost to Chimaev.
Okay, no shame in those couple losses. They were fine. But those last two are what I want to focus on specifically. These are the best fighters in the world, okay? I'm not saying he should go in there. It should be easy. But he should be at a point right now where all the high-fiving, all the jokey talking, all the Come on, man. Like, let's go. You know, that fight against Della Maddalena was kind of close. Like, all I'm thinking of, all I can remember from Kevin Holland right now is him walking around being extra, super special, nice. Dude, be a killer. You know, you're in the, you know, you got 2 losses in a row now. You're bordering on that 3rd loss. Kevin Holland might be one of those guys that Dana White allows a 4th loss, but your spot on pay-per-view is in jeopardy here. Because this is the main card, correct? Yes, it's the main card. Kevin Holland, get your shit together, man. There comes a time where it's like you need to be a killer before you're this comedian in the cage. So I've been none too pleased with his last couple of fights. So he can fight however he wants, but man, get your shit together.
Yeah, Kevin Holland, what Bill said.
Be friends after. Yeah, Kevin Holland's all worried about who was it? Buckley.
Uncle Bill might not tell you what you want to hear, but he's going to tell you what you need to hear.
Thank you.
Paulo Costa.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the deal. And it's not large screen. We're going to show it large screen. We cut this 500 promo, but I got my Sean Strickland shirt. America's fucking champion. You might not agree with everything he fucking says, but at least he fucking says something. So,
yeah.
Timing, accuracy, consistency, volume, defensively sound, durable. You can't, again, you could be a Sean Strickland hater all you want, and the guy definitely has a different style, but if you can back Costa up like he did Izzy and not get backed up like he was backed up by DDP, I think that and if he maybe throws some volume again on the other side of it, if Costa could back him up and throw some fucking volume, which it's Paulo Costa, half the time you don't even know if the guy's going to show up.
I'll tell you what, Paulo Costa, he is not good, bro. He is not good.
Little fun fact: Paulo Costa hasn't fought more than 1 time in a calendar year since his 2017 debut, and a lot of the times when you do see him fight, you see that lack of volume. Cannonier, if you remember the Strickland Cannonier fight, Cannonier's power paused Sean a little bit, and I think threw him off his game plan. Costa does have that same power. So if he can catch Sean inside with a counter in the later, like if it gets into round 3 and 4 and he can put him on his heels a little bit.
Sean Strickland by TKO. Take that to the bank.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going with this.
Take that to the bank.
Also, fun fact, Sean Strickland -2, and again, it's showing there pretty close to the same thing. But when I wrote this up, Sean Strickland -238, Costa +195. So you see where the money's at.
Well, I'll tell you what. What's Costa gonna do? Hey, I'll go into my internet joking mode here. Do you remember that time Paulo Costa rear naked choked that guy?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
That.
Do you remember that time Paulo Costa armbarred that guy?
Sarah, do you remember that?
No.
You remember when Paulo Costa had an arm choke that guy? Do you remember when Paulo Costa hurt that guy with leg kicks? Do you remember when Paulo Costa was doing that serious ground and pound? Do you remember when Paulo Costa got that takedown?
Uncle Bill might not tell you what you want to hear, but he's going to tell you what you need to hear.
What the fuck is it would you say you do here? I don't know what the fuck the guy does.
Secret use. You know what I mean? Look, here's the deal. The sound bites, the content, I don't give a fuck. Keep Paulo Costa around. I love Paulo Costa for that reason only. He can fight. I don't think he looks horrible versus Robert Whittaker. He's earned his spot.
He is going bald in the back with his little
He does need to see Marab. If he's going to steal anything from Marab, it's his fucking hair dye.
Yeah, I know, right? He's got his
we
little
need a Costa.
Okay, he did. I remember when Paulo Costa. Okay, he did. He had a decent showing against Rob Whittaker. Okay, he did, and Rob Whittaker is towards the end too. So, whatever. I'm discrediting a little bit, but like he couldn't put Luke Rockhold away. He couldn't Sean Strickland wins easy. I'll tell you what. This is not a gambling show. Take this one to the bank. Sean Strickland and Basil Hafez parlay, easy money, easiest money. Throw $100 on it, win yourself your little $80, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, Paulo Costa wins that crazy easy. I'm Paulo Costa, geez. Sean Strickland wins that crazy easy. Paulo Costa, man, get that guy out of here.
This just in. Bill Bookwalter's a Paulo Costa hater. Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. I'm excited for this fight. Who's got a sweet haircut?
Paulo Costa.
I mean, what's left of it? Third title defense, 14 straight wins. Little Khabib's over here doing everything that Khabib couldn't. You heard it here first. If you're arguing that Khabib's the GOAT, and I have to say, and I have to pick a Russian candidate, Islam Makhachev has already outperformed Khabib and will continue to do so. The guy's just fucking good everywhere. I don't care what fucking game plan that you implement with Islam Makhachev. It's not your fight. It's Islam's fight all the time. 25-1. But Dustin Poirier, bro, he wants a scrap and he wants a war. If he can pull that composure out of Islam and drag him into the fire and get that scrap that we know that Dustin Poirier is capable of getting, I think DP could win this, bro. And again, on any given Saturday, nobody in the million years said Kamaru Usman was fucking knocking out. And again, people could say it was a lucky shot the first time. He did it twice. Nobody could say that Kamaru Usman was going to lose to Leon Edwards, and look where we're at. So anything's possible. DP is the comeback kid. Every L he has gotten better with. He is a constant performer with learning from his losses, which all successful people will tell you need. He's 38-1 as a pro, 16 KOs, 7 subs, 13 round first round finishes. One of the best counter boxers of all MMA. He does have power. Again, he wants that scrap. I think if you're going to give me, and again, no disrespect to anybody that makes the walk, Dustin Poirier makes questionable decisions inside the cage. With that being said, last time I checked, it was plus 2,200 for Dustin Poirier to finish by guillotine. He's also, fun fact for Dustin Poirier, undefeated when he's fighting in the month of June. He is 6-0 fighting in the month of June. But this is MMA. That doesn't fucking matter. So what do you got on DP versus Islam, buddy?
I'll tell you what, Sarah, if you want, and the rest of America, we're getting ready to watch a really, really cool walkout on Saturday night. They, I don't know if you've seen in some of the chat groups. Dustin had said it himself at the little press conference they had there. He He normally comes out to The Boss by James Brown. I guess there was a guy, a Rihanna song, that song "Shine Bright Like a Diamond."
Yeah.
That song. There was a guy, I guess, that redid it, and it's very soulful and very it was good. Well, he passed away, and Dustin Poirier has said he's walking out to a mashup of that guy singing in the beginning and then The Boss. So he's kind of going to do it like Conor McGregor did it with the song "Notorious" by B.I.G. and "Foggy Dew" by Sinead O'Connor. So he's doing a mashup. You're getting ready to see a really, really cool walkout, and I think a lot of fans are pulling. I like Islam Makhachev. I think a lot of fans are pulling for Dustin Poirier, man. They really, really want to see Poirier win and probably retire. That would probably be the peak of it,
Nah, Dustin Poirier wins that strap Saturday night. You best fucking believe Conor McGregor is going to, that's going to be the next thing out of everyone's mouth is Conor McGregor coming back to that fucking
problem is I don't think he wins. Makhachev, he's so good, man.
Nah.
They're so good, I say I'm talking about the Russians. They're so good at this,
And it's not like the Russians, not the specific little regional band of Russians is something very different and very special. And
the Russians in the UFC are very good.
No, these specific Russians, you got Shara Bullet and Roman Kopylov that never attended wrestling practice in their fucking life. It's these specific Dagestani, this region, bear wrestling, Abdul Mamenov. For what it's worth, I mean, the guy coached two of the best of all time.
We will call them.
Let's call them Duck Riders, whatever you want to call them.
Call them Khabib and Company. Khabib and Company are very good.
We'll say Khabib and Company because whatever the fuck they're doing,
they're very good.
Yeah,
I'm pulling for Poirier, but I don't think he gets this one, man.
It could be tiramisu and steroids. I'm also not a firm believer that Khabib is the GOAT for that matter. So, but whatever Khabib did, Islam does it better.
Yeah,
in every aspect.
He is. I think it would be a huge mistake for Khabib. I think it would be a huge mistake for Islam to try and strike with Poirier. I think he knows that. And I think he will take him to the ground quickly and implement that game plan. I predict a crowd booing, but I predict Islam Makhachev by finish. Very likely a rear naked choke.
I'm going to go ahead and say if Islam does finish it, to put the exclamation on it, Islam's looking for a guillotine. I'm just putting it out there. Clip it if you want to clip it, Tanner. If Islam finishes this fight by submission, it's going to be a guillotine. And I don't think there's any other acceptable submission with all the talk around Dustin and the Gilly. I don't think it's if Islam finishes it.
What's Dustin finished? Like one or two people with guillotines? Has it been that many?
Dustin's never got a guillotine finish. That's the he wants the guillotine finish, and it's
where's all this coming from that he has some great guillotine? He's never done it.
It's just a thing now, bro. It's a fucking thing. Look at the Eddie Alvarez fight. Look at it's just one of them. It's like the trifecta. It's like winning the Triple Crown in horse racing. It's like it don't count if you win two. Like if you tell me, Bill, if you've got a career like Dustin Poirier and you've finished everybody in 16 different ways from knockouts to submissions to whatever, and all that's really holding you back is a Gilly submission for you to be content with yourself, aren't you going to go for that fucking Gilly?
No, I'm going to try and knock you out.
No, you're not. You're the Mannheim Strangler, for fuck's sakes. You're not the Mannheim Knocker Outer. I don't understand where all this
Knocker Outer.
Jesus Christ.
No, I just don't know where all this came from. Why is Dustin Poirier going in there to simply try and guillotine?
Wait, does he have a few, Tanner? I thought he had none, and that's what the big deal was. Or does he have a? I thought he said he doesn't have a finish by guillotine. I could be wrong. I wonder if Tapo will tell me. We're just gonna look it up quick, dead air quick. Bill, you want to talk to him about our friends over at Buffed Energy and how you really love it and how it helps with hangovers and whatever else you want to tell him about?
All right, fuck cans, get buffed. I'm a third shift worker at the world's largest manufacturer of aluminum. I was a can junkie there for a little while. Wait, what?
Oh, he's going.
Who's talking? Anyway, I was a can junkie for a little while, pumping all kinds of shit. Oh my god!
What is happening right now?
The studio's done.
Are you there? You're like framing like Max Headroom. There you go. Are you back in
I'm
real
good.
time?
You're frozen on my screen. I'm back.
No.
Are we good?
Shit.
Yeah, I think we're good. Tell them about Buffed Energy, Bill. We're going to try this again.
All right. I said, fuck cans, get buffed. I'm a third shift worker at the world's largest manufacturer of aluminum. I've been a can junkie for years, pumping myself full of sugar and all kinds of nasty little chemicals I got going in there. Buffed Energy has caffeine, organic mushrooms, nootropics, and electrolytes. Drink Buffed, fuck cans.
Fuck cans.
Oh,
and it's cheaper, believe it or not.
Cans get buffed. Cheaper than your can. You heard it here first, folks. Caffeine, organic mushrooms, nootropics, and electrolytes. Buffed Energy, cheaper per serving than your favorite shitty canned energy drink that's probably not good for you. Gives you the focus.
Absolutely.
Gives Bill the power to
They're
get to the
terrible
third
for you.
shift. Gives horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. You can go to buffed.energy/fight show. Fuck cans, get buffed. And if you go there and it doesn't give you the discount, go ahead and put Fight Show in where you can put a code in for 20% off. We are also here presented by our friends over at noslap.com with the code Fight Show. We'll get you 20% off. Sleepy driver, pre-workout, third shifter, can't get your coffee in the morning, keep it in your purse. Noslap.com. Use the code Fight Show for 20% off. Bill usually has his nose slap in hand. I don't think he has it today.
I could barely get connected with the world today.
Matt Lee, yes, Matt. Those not those type of mushrooms, Matt. The ones that help you focus, not the ones that help you have ego death and learn things about yourself. Legal mushrooms, Matt. Legal mushrooms. Also, we'd be remiss, and you can see it right here. I'm Team Sean Strickland, 500level.com. You can go to 500level.com and use the code FightShow20 for 20% off your order. It is officially licensed UFC merchandise, top quality shirts. We've all got them. Sarah doesn't. Me, Tanner, and Bill have them. Matt, that's always in the comments, has ordered them. All officially licensed. They have other sports as well. Code FightShow20 for 20% off at 500level.com. And that is all the bills that we have to pay. Bill, you kind of ran it a little bit. I don't want you to go off on Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or AI or anything, but if you want to have 5 minutes for a ref rant, speaking of 500 level, we will bring you, they are proud to bring you the ref rant, which, as I said, we're all discombobulated here, brought to you by 500 level. Bill, I'll give it to you. Maybe if I'm out of stream, it won't fucking freeze. Go ahead, buddy.
Toss it up. All right. This week's ref rant. I already ranted about it a little bit during this show. Okay. Kevin Holland, Paulo Costa. You guys are fighting on the at the highest level, and you are both great fighters. You're obviously part of the best fighters in the world. Okay. I've seen a couple of pay-per-views now where, man, you guys didn't do a whole hell of a lot, but get in there and keep it friendly. Entertainment is part of this. I get Kevin Holland doing his talking and his open hand Diaz slaps and all that. And I get Paulo Costa getting in there and just trying to like really play it safe and not do anything. You have hundreds and hundreds of fighters who are capable and want your spot on that pay-per-view. If you ever, and I'm talking to any fighter here, if you ever get propelled to the level where you're on a UFC pay-per-view, bring it like it's the last fight you're ever going to have. I'm really tuning in to Kevin Holland this weekend, man. I'm really hoping to see an entertaining fight. Paulo Costa, I think Sean Strickland wins, but man, I want to see a really, really good fight. I don't want to see you get in there and just play it lame. So my ref rant for this weekend is just anybody who's involved in this game, whether you're a timekeeper, a judge, or a ring announcer, a fighter, when you get in there and it's your time to perform, man, do it to the best of your ability. I wish I would have had somebody tell me this back in the day. I always played it kind of safe. I didn't get in there and do my thing as much as I would have wanted to. So Kevin Holland and Paulo Costa, man, let's light this main card up this weekend. All right. So anyway, there's my little ref rant for this weekend. Wow. Come back. 500 level.
Our ref rant this week, and if you can't hear me, hold on. Your ref rant this week, again, as always, brought to you by 500 level, 500level.com, code FightShow20 for 20% off, officially licensed UFC merchandise. And I guess with that being said, I will check the comments here. Here we go.
Bryce, I should have tagged you this weekend. You could have came to my defense. I was getting roasted in the comments of one group because I said Kevin Holland bores the shit out of me. So everybody decided to go in on me, So I could have used a tag team partner in there.
Well, why didn't you just do what normal Bill does and call them cucks and insult their mother and then get banned from the internet?
Because I told you I was going to try and do better. So, normally when I'm getting roasted, I just take my licking and I move on.
Are you going to try and do better like Conor McGregor is trying to do better, or are you going to actually try and do better?
I'm going to definitely maybe do better.
Have you, in your years of professional fighting, Bill, and I understand you never made it to the level of Conor McGregor, as very few have.
I was close.
In your years of professional fighting, have you ever heard in circles and people talking the best secret for fight camp is to be in the club getting your nipples licked by random women at the bar? Is that
I saw that video.
Fight camp?
I saw that video. I've said this for about 2 years now. Michael Chandler is an ultimate professional. Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor. So if you're going to bet money on that fight, you got one guy who's been training his ass off for a payday for his family against another guy who's worth more than you and I could even talk about. Michael Chandler's probably going to win that fight. But no, that is not part of a traditional fight camp.
Okay,
unless you want to be on the local regional scene.
Also, Conor McGregor bloodies Chandler up. Second round KO.
You think so?
I predict these things, bro.
I don't know.
The price is always right, bro. The price is always right.
Dude, that's a new segment on the show. I'm going to get with you afterwards. The price is right.
That's how I live my life. That's my kids. That's my wife.
I'm going to have to trade you back and forth. 1 week will be the ref rant. The next week will be the price is right. And I need you to bring out a hot take that is accurate, but is not popular.
Here's the deal. We've already discussed this earlier, and and I say this as I said it, me, because you were having technical difficulties and I was just trying to carry this thing on my back for fucking 20 minutes till somebody got here. I can't have conversations like my perspective's skewed. I look at things from a business side. I look at things from multiple angles. Like, look, Sean's in there saying, I love you, Price, but no way Connor wins. Look, you don't have to agree with it, but I'm just saying.
Dude, you just had your first little segment of The Price is Right now. Nobody agrees that Connor's going to win. You say he does, right?
I mean, I hope.
The Price is Right.
Conor McGregor. Look, here's the deal. At the end of the day, much like Sean Strickland, you don't have to agree with everything somebody says and does. What the guy has done, you could be a Conor McGregor hater all you want. What the guy has done and what the guy has, if you'd have just listened to the Conor McGregor haters from the beginning, they'd have been wrong all the time. People that you didn't think, again, it could happen. On any given Saturday, it could happen. However, I like the fact that when I say Conor McGregor by second round TKO, it triggers people like they voted for Joe Biden. So I don't care. I really don't. It's okay. You're lucky right, bro.
Very nice, happy Gilmore. Anyway, this week's The Price is Right was brought to you by 500 Level Apparel. Fight Show 20 for 20% off. That is the first episode of The Price is Right, whether you like it or not.
With that being said, I'm done making wrong predictions and saying outlandish shit, because if that was the case, here's the deal. If I'm going to say outlandish shit on the internet and be wrong about almost everything, then I should probably live in a mud hut in South Africa and run a shit posting group. With that being shots, he started it. Fuck him. With that being said, for Tanner Canada, Sarah Toby, Bill Bookwalter, and myself, we appreciate everybody that stopped in. This has been Fight Show episode 34 already, Bill, powered by Buffed Energy. And we will see you guys possibly Saturday for a live show. Sometime next week, we'll be around. No Bill Friday. Maybe you'll get 2 shows out of us next week. Who knows? Hard to tell. Until next time, we will see you guys. We appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares on all the content. Please feel free to check out the sponsors and support the show, the sports and fighters. Fight Show episode 34. For everybody I mentioned earlier, we're out.